Hi, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Sagittarius. That's Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of February 2026. Despite the fact that February is the shortest month of the year, it might be the most or one of the most profound months of 2026, which is a profound year full of profound months. But February really does sort of, well, January started the ball rolling, but February just, creates the bigger ball, kind of like the old cartoons when you would have like a snowball and you'd roll it down the hill. And as it rolled down the hill, it would just collect more snow. That's kind of the energy as we face as we move into February. So you can always depend on me to go on a technological journey. Oh dear. All right, so we're looking at Sagittarius 2026, and we're looking at the month of February. Of course, Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. The mutable signs are the changeable signs. Um, they're actually also mutability is about ending, sort of like the end product of and in Sagittarius, we have your mantra as I perceive, I perceive. Of course, fire is pretty, fire is, what do I want to say about fire? It is instinctual, it is egoic, and it is big picture. And in Sagittarius, this is the big picture part. Um, And your ruling planet Jupiter this month will be retrograde in Cancer. Cancer is a hard sign for you, interestingly enough, because Cancer is like security and Sagittarius is want to be free. And so, even though Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, it's still not necessarily the most comfortable fit for the Sagittarius. I think it's a little bit more of a comfortable fit for the Pisces because Pisces is also a Jupiter rule sign. Most people associate it with Neptune, but before Neptune was discovered, and its rulership was given to Pisces, and we still do look at that when we're looking at Pisces. And the symbol here is the centaur. The centaur is half man, half beast, Chiron in the sky, as it were. The symbology of the centaur is a man overcoming his animal nature. Um, Man overcoming his animal nature. And then aspiring. Sagittarius is all about aspirations. All right, so the next little part you'll see is the part on the Kabbalah and the specific astrology, or the most prominent astrology, or perhaps the most important astrology for for February. And then next will be after that will be your Sagittarius look ahead. So how is this energy to affect Sagittarius? Of course, Jupiter retrograde, Jupiter, your ruling planet, retrograde in Cancer from 18 to 16 degrees of Cancer. So if you happen to have anything in those degrees, Jupiter is in Cancer. That is, uh, Jupiter is going over some, um, is going over, um, Jupiter is going over a path that it is forged. Now it's going back to reassess, and then eventually it will go forward to forge ahead. So whenever a planet is retrograde, that area of the zodiac that it's retrograde, that planet will go over 3 times. And so any progress done as that planet moves forward gets reevaluated as the planet retreats. And then as it moves forward in a more, we'll say, educated perhaps, or a more aware state because it's been there and back, you see? And so when it goes forward, there's a lot of power and there's a lot of energy that way. And of course, it's in Cancer. And here in America, it's a Cancer country. And we have our Jupiter in Cancer, although it's early in Cancer. So this isn't going over that. And it isn't even going over the sun. We have Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun all in Cancer, the earlier degrees of Cancer. The Sun at 13, and Jupiter's only going to retrograde before it turns direct again to 15 degrees of Cancer. So it's not going to quite make it to the United States Sun, but it's certainly going to go over the United States Mercury, the voice of the people. Okay. On February 5th, the Sun makes an inconjunct to Jupiter. This inconjunct happens with the Sun in Aquarius and, of course, Jupiter in Cancer. This is a inconjuncts always require us to make adjustments of a sort. And this inconjunct, we can be a little bit too big for our britches, and we get some slapback from society, from the culture. The Sun in the chart is often the leader, and so a leader may get some pushback with this energy. On the 12th, we have Mars in conjunct Jupiter. Now, the Sun and Mars are moving together. The Sun, of course, moving faster than Mars, so the Sun will hit the. Actually, what ends up happening is I think Venus hits something, Mercury hits something, Mars hits something. No, the Sun hits something, then Mars hits something. So there's this repetitive pattern that's happening because of how all the planets aligned. And as they move through the aspects, they're all going to move through pretty much the same aspects. Mars in conjunct Jupiter requires you to make an adjustment in how much energy and how much force you put out there. If you're too forceful, society will push back. On the 16th of February, Mercury trines Jupiter. That's a lovely energy. It is a trine of understanding. It has a Sagittarius flavor to it. So we have a lot that we have learned, and this is a distribution of that knowledge and that understanding. On the 22nd, we have Venus make a trine to Jupiter, and that's lovely. Now, Mars and Mercury, right, first, then Venus, we have the trine to Jupiter, and then we'll eventually have Mars trine Jupiter. So again, we have this series of aspects. And these aspects, the inconjunctions are hard, but the trines and the sextiles are lovely, they're helpful, and they're at the point of the cycle that a lot of the things that began in 2025 we're starting to get a broader view, a bigger view of what actually that meant. Because a lot of 2025, I mean, seriously, was shock and awe for most of us. And we didn't know what the next thing was going to be because everything pretty much was illegal. But it didn't stop them. And they haven't been stopped yet. Well, they've been slowed down quite a bit. And but they have not been stopped. So we're on a real learning curve with all of this stuff. I do want to point out that the tree selected for Sagittarius is the elderberry tree, or elderberry bush, actually. And of course, elderberry is a antioxidant. It soothes your lungs, your throat. It's really good for cough medicine. It's got a lot of I think vitamin C in it, if I'm not mistaken. Although elderberries, I believe, do need to be cooked. because otherwise they're toxic, if I'm correct about that. I'm not an expert in herbs, but of course, if you're ever going to look into herbs or trees or tree medicine or herb medicine, you would definitely want to have a good resource book with some instructions. But elder is the tree for Sagittarius. And perhaps if you are a Sagittarius, it would help you to drink some elderberry tea. I know we get what is it? Something medicinals, and there's two brands of like herbal tea that we look at for like blends and stuff, and they have some really nice something medicinals. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but they have some really nice um, elderberry with echinacea, elderberry with lemon balm, elderberry. It's all delicious. And of course, we are growing elderberry in the yard. We have yet to have a berry because we had a couple of elderberries that got eaten by the deer, but we have a nice big one that I think we might get some berries on this year, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, enough about elderberries. Let's talk astrology. You're like, I thought we were talking astrology, Doug Skirbo. So Jupiter, your ruling planet, now going retrograde in your eighth house. Another reason why you might be a little, um, I don't know, fluffed up about your ruling planet being in Cancer, despite the fact that it's exalted in Cancer, is that it's opening up some deeper feelings in that eighth house. You're going over some really deep stuff, maybe some soul stuff, maybe some past life stuff, but issues around letting go and uh, and trusting that the universe has your back. Not an easy thing to do, but that's part of the lesson, I think. Uranus here is going to be going direct. It's in Taurus. It's going to be in Taurus all month. So it's almost gone. It's going to go into Gemini in April. And so it is exiting, and it will be getting out of that sixth house, which it's been in for about 7 years. Sixth house, your house of health and service. And so, with Uranus moving through there, your health maybe has felt a bit unstable. You think you're doing okay, and then something comes up suddenly. That's sort of a Uranian thing. Sometimes, but Uranus's, I think, major energy is to free you from situations, and it might sound counterintuitive, but I've been in healthcare for most of my career, if not all of my career. And sometimes people get sick so they can have a break from the people around them. And so, if we can look at some of these as an opportunity to not have to always be the one that everybody goes to, this might seem a little bit lucky, and you're likely to stand up for yourself because of it. Now, Saturn starts the month in Pisces, and on the 13th, February 13th, it's going to move into Aries. It's been in your fourth house. Saturn in the fourth house. You look at your life, your family very realistically. Now we're moving to your the creative part of your chart, creative self-expression. And of course, on the 20th, we're going to have that conjunction between Neptune, which has moved into Aries the month before, the 26th, I believe, it moved into Aries. And now they're conjoining, and this is the conjunction I spoke of when I talked about just specifically the numerology Kabbalah of February. So this is important, and it's in your house of creativity, your house of children, your house of self-expression. So this is a seed that's being planted, and this is a 36-year cycle. So for those of us in our 60s, we might see it come around again. Um, Younger than that, yeah, likely you live a nice, healthy, long life. Um, but this doesn't happen very, very often. It happens every 36 years, and it hasn't happened in Aries either in 16, I've heard 16,000 years ago or ever. So either way, 16,000 years seems like a long time ago. So we could just say ever in our history, in our modern history, of course, which is probably ancient history to some of our previous incarnations here on planet Earth, but that's another story for another day. Very Sagittarius story, as it were. Okay, so the sun starts the month in your third house. The sun in Aquarius. We have a full moon on the 1st of February with the moon in Leo and, of course, the sun in Aquarius. And then we have a new moon in Aquarius, new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Aquarius. And so both the full moon and the new moon activate that third house, the house of mind. The full moon, of course, also activating that ninth house. So this is the axis of mind, the third house, the ninth house. Full moons are about illumination, and certainly there will be illuminations for you. And then an opportunity for new beginnings. It is an eclipse, however. It is an eclipse, and that eclipse just happens to be very close to the moon of the United States Sibley chart. So we can expect um, some pretty intense stuff happening with that. And then about 2 weeks or 10 days after that new moon, which is happening on the 17th, I believe, on the 27th, Mars will actually reach that degree. So another really um, intense month. The sun then, when it moves into Pisces on the 19th, um, it's going to be in that fourth house, along with Venus. Venus is going to be there. That's lovely. Venus is exalted in Pisces. By that time, Saturn will be out, so we don't have to worry about Saturn anymore. But here's Mercury. Mercury does have a retrograde station. It's at the end of the month. I think it's on the 23rd. It moves into Pisces on the 6th, I believe. Stations retrograde in Pisces on the 26th and on around there. And so enters March retrograde in Pisces. It's in Pisces for a long time. In fact, all of the Mercury retrogrades this year are in the water signs. And so all these Mercury retrogrades are going to be highly emotional, highly emotional. All right, let's see, is there anything else? Mars does spend the whole month in Aquarius, so it'll be in that third house, sparking off all those ideas, of which we know you're full of ideas, if anything. All right. All right, so that's the story for Sag. Let me exit this and we'll do the card reading. So I'm using the Arcanum deck for you guys today. And the Oracle deck I'm using is the Starseed Oracle. I've been using, I use the Oracle on everybody, and everybody gets their own deck. Okay. All right. Let us shuffle up. Just give it a few good shuffles. So what does Sagittarius need to be aware of in the month of February? What's coming up for Sagittarius? It's coming up for Sagittarius. We start with the Six of Cups. So we're starting with memories from childhood, perhaps some nostalgia when times were simpler and everything's coming up, Lotus. Anyway, there we go, all the lotuses. Perhaps you might even be hanging out with your grandchildren. So you might be This might be a month where you're surrounded by children. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see what's crossing that. We have the Knight of Cups. An offer is being made. An offer, an offer. Let's see. It's a challenge because I think you're not sure if you can trust this person or if this person has the stick-to-itness to actually do what they say they're going to do, or whatever it is that they're bringing to you, whatever message they're bringing to you. Let's see what's at the root of this. The Three of Pentacles. So this is hard work. You have an understanding. You've been working very hard. You've been working with other people who are good at what they do. The Three of Pentacles is craftsmanship. It's craftsmanship. Only the best. Only the best. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Page of Wands in the past. So there was a message. You received a message of a sort in the past. And usually the pages are young people, young women especially, but it can also be young men. In the sky, we have the Ten of Cups. This is the dream, right? The aspiration, the happy family. Again, there's a child here. So I feel like there's a significance around a child for you this month. In the immediate future, we have the Two of Cups. This is a relationship card. It can be a negotiation of relationship, but it can also be that you find somebody that you really vibe with, somebody who is on your level. Perhaps you've decided to commit to something. It could be commit to a relationship, commit to a marriage, commit to a business partnership. But it is important that you're always sort of on the same level and that you're willing to share your cup, but you're not giving your cup to somebody, right? You each have your own cup. You each have your own perspective, and it's the things that are common that hold you together. So you could in a way be different people, as long as there's this something that bridges. You see how it's bridging the energy is bridging the cup, yeah, bridging the gap, so to speak. So a lot of feeling, a lot of emotions, and children. Hmm. How it's seen from the outside. Oh, the Page of Cups. Boy, all these cups, all these kids. There are kids everywhere here. Little kids, teenagers. That can be good news. So I think that whatever's going on in your life, people are seeing it as good news. Your domestic situation. Okay, so I knew there was going to be something, right? Here's some anxiety. Here's some nightmares. This can be like a mental anguish card. So, but it's also a mental anguish card about worrying about things that may never happen. So you can decide what that means for yourself. Or you're having trouble sleeping. You're having trouble sleeping. Let's see your hopes and fears. You want to calm the mind. You want to move away from your negative thoughts. That's what you're hoping. Let's see the outcome. The Two of Pentacles. This is about balancing the money, right? Balancing your life, perhaps finding more balance in your life. There's a lot of cups in this reading, cups and air and cups. And this is earth. And so you're going to have to pay attention to how you're balancing your physical body. Okay, I want to continue because I think there's a little more coming. We have the Victory card. I usually pick 3 cards, see if I can get a major arcana. And change, death. So things are changing for you. Things are changing. Underneath, we have the Five of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So what I want to say, I think what I want to say about what's underneath this is I almost feel like you've worked really hard and had some really challenging things happen emotionally to you, where you had to grieve things and you had to turn your back on things that you'd put a lot of energy into. Um, and now you're sort of on this rebuilding place. So, and with the outcome being the Two of Pentacles, it seems to me that the key here is for you to pay attention to your resources, whether that be your physical resource. Remember, Uranus is still in that sixth house. Um, I'm not even sure, honestly, if all this relationship energy is you. It could be somebody in your life that you're watching them do this and you're concerned for them. It could be that. But if it is you, the relationship looks good. If it's not you, maybe you need to not make it be your business. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's see what the Oracle deck says. Let's see what energy comes up with that. Okay. This deck is by Rebecca Campbell and artwork by Danielle Noel. 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 Okay. Starseed Oracle, what does Sag need to know? What does Sag need to know? Yeah, there's a lot of kids around you. Young people, babies, toddlers. Wow, you're busy, Sag. I'm an only child and I have no children. So, but I did grow up surrounded by a lot of kids. So I do know what it feels like. Okay, what do we have here? Surrender to the sweetness. Okay, I like to hear this. So stop worrying. I knew it would tell me what it was. Okay, I'll hold that up and read it to you. Surrender to the sweetness. I'm all about that. Let me tell you. Sometimes I surrender to the sweetness a little too quickly. Oh dear. All right, here's the card, the lovely card. And it says Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is a sensual, highly feminine card, and it is called to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you have been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take rule over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource, and it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Okay, so the you have to stop worrying, okay, and just enjoy yourself. It's okay. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasure of being human, to focusing on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. There you go, Sag. Go enjoy your incredible life. All right, hopefully this was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a membership on YouTube, and I do have a Patreon page if you'd like to support me in those ways. Um, I will be starting an introduction to the Kabbalah in May 7th, I believe. If it's a Thursday, that's the Thursday. The first Thursday of May. It's a 6-week class. It's on consecutive Thursday evenings. Everything gets recorded. So even if you can't make every class, you get every class. It's a nice little introduction to the language, to the idea of the development of the tree of life. Um, and it's part and parcel to the type of reading that I do. I'm also doing a beginner's astrology class in February. That will be the first, second week of February. I have to look. I'll put it below. Sorry. I haven't looked at this. I keep saying I'm going to look at the schedule and then I don't. We'll check that out on the schedule. That is going to be on a Monday evenings. That is for sure. It's going to be a Monday evening class, 7 to 9 Eastern. So if you're interested in learning a little astrology, or if you know some astrology, a basic course, when you really dig down on the basics, is a great way to sort of um, reduce, I guess, reduce your astrology learnings. And everybody teaches it in a different way, so it's nice to get it from different sources and see what best resonates with you. All right, guys, have yourself a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Much love to you all. Oh, not tomorrow. Well, I will see you tomorrow, but I'll see you next month for Taroscopes. I'll see you every morning for my astrology. So wherever you see me, I'll see you too. Take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.